Be advised, the opinions and views of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Hello, my name is Tambuatco, and I'm doing this social responsibility program on behalf of the host who normally does this, Miss Annette Ablan. In her absence for tonight and next week, I'll be sitting in on this show, Icons in Circles. Obviously, the meaning being specific people who matter that do certain things for the community. Our program, the subject for this evening, is an advocacy. Something that is waiting to be told, something that needs to be brought out to the media and to your attention. It is not just an advocacy, however, right now it may be a fight of a few against legislation or whatever. Either way, priorities all come in together. Alam mo, ang problema po natin dyan, parang pizza yan eh. You have 8 slices, ang gusto kumain, 100. Paano mo gagawin? Puputulin mo ba yung pizza na 100 pieces, makakatikim na baliwala lang, o 8 na lang pakakainin natin at mabubusog sa 8. Our problem is basically budgets, and it's always a perennial problem, what you call money. But as Congress puts it, or many in the Senate say, it's not really the money, it's called political will. What we're going to talk about is priority, medical priority, a reality that you and I have to face, because especially now as it becomes politically charged, and let's see, HR bill coming up, the government or this administration pointing out their positions, their real definite positions in family planning. But we're going to go one step further to that, and we're going to talk about the birth, the first 5 sensitive years of the babies born, the Filipinos. Ladies and gentlemen, we have here with us tonight, we have Professor Lulu Bravo from UP. Let me see, I'll have her explain this part. Hi, Doctora. Thank you very much. Professor.
Hello.
How do I call you? Professor, Doctora?
Well, doctors like to be called professors whenever they are able to become full professors. Just like, you know, it is an achievement to become a professor when you are a doctor.
So
and
you're now in the teaching profession, but medical.
That's right, because it's also a way to make sure that whatever you learn from medicine, you are able to communicate not only to your patients, but also to the general population, how they will need to become healthier. This is a way that doctors should also do it. And to be able to communicate this is a challenge for many of us.
The difference, I guess, if you stay in the academe and you study a science like medicine, you are forever being in touch with all the new achievements, the new discoveries, and the new products, as well as the problems, you know, beleaguered by a country, di ba, nakakaproblema.
That's right. We always try to make sure that we are at top of our national issues in terms of health. Especially at UP Manila, we are tasked to make sure that whatever we learn, we are able to create a, you know, programs.
Before we go into the topic or the specific problem or the issue called rotavirus and diarrhea, for those of you who don't know, a rotavirus po is a severe diarrhea that really reduces, can kill the babies ages 1 to 5. Is this a political issue? Is this a medical situation?
Definitely everything that has to do with children and trying to improve the lot of children, the different aspects that come into
Hindi health issue lang to.
It's not just a health issue, because we need political will in order to bring to the babies, to the children, to the families, to the communities, the task of improving their health.
So the show, what we're going to be talking about, has a bit of political influence, or it has to become politically charged, because we have to bring it to the attention of the legislators. And in the medical, as far as the medical field is concerned, it's not just a health issue, it's become a priority. Tell us about rotavirus.
Harry, I'm so glad you brought this up. You know, diarrhea is sometimes taken for granted by many of our people.
That's what I thought.
But
it's no big deal, so you take a pill. I mean, you know, it doesn't work that way.
That children less than 5 years old die every year 3,200 of them die every year in the Philippines today. That translates to 13 children below 5 dying every day in the Philippines alone from diarrhea. And at least 1/3 of those are caused by rotavirus.
But don't we have these statistics with all the other health issues, the other problems? Di ba ang daming? It's not just a statistic. It's a growing statistic that needs real concern.
Yes, definitely there is a concern that people sometimes, I guess, take for granted. Because you look at this. Can you zero in on this?
Yes, okay.
These are the 10 leading causes of disease.
All right.
And number 1 is pneumonia. These are for all the people in the Philippines.
Pneumonia. Oh, yun ang
pneumonia is the number one.
Number one.
These
okay,
are
the camera
leading
go down.
causes of disease. But number 2, which I have highlighted here, is acute watery diarrhea. Acute watery diarrhea, sometimes, as I said, we don't really think so much about. But every day, 13 children die of diarrhea. And definitely, these are preventable. In Malaysia now, our neighbors, you know, it is already news if somebody dies from diarrhea. In the States, you know, it's news. But here in the Philippines, with 13 children, you know, how can you
Hindi
not
dapat
think about
nangyayari
that?
ito.
Definitely. We in the Philippines pride ourselves saying that we have so much medical centers, we have sophisticated tools, we have sophisticated diagnostic tools, we have good doctors, and yet, why do these children die? Why are we seeing 3,200 children dying from diarrhea? But
Parang
you know,
kala ko, I would think that diarrhea would be such a basic you know, growing pains. Miski, I mean, adults get it. Pero you're saying now this is very dangerous.
Adults usually don't die from diarrhea because they know how to treat themselves. They drink, they eat, they actually
you replenish the fluids and the food
which
supplements.
is the mainstay for diarrheal management or
Right.
treatment. But in children, you know, they cannot talk, they cannot speak.
And
And
they
only
can't
a
fend for
doctor
themselves,
would
yes.
probably be able to assess what he needs. Ano ang
Okay.
kailangan niya? Namumutla na siya, namamayat na, yung mata niya malalim na, di ba? These are the things that we look for. When a child has diarrhea, we look for the
Common
vomiting.
yun eh. Oh,
Very
common yan
common.
eh.
But mothers don't bring them to the doctors at once because they don't have fever, hindi siya humihingal.
Walang symptoms na parang death.
That's right. So they wait
threatening.
and wait, or especially kung malayo sila sa
Syudad
center,
o
di
sa
ba?
medical
They will
center.
wait until it's too late. And see, it could be just hours. When a child has rotavirus diarrhea, and they start
Rotavirus
having
is
diarrhea.
A severe diarrhea.
It is
it's
a severe.
specific. Is it a virus? It's a virus.
It is a virus.
It's a virus.
It is not treatable by any drug. It causes severe diarrhea and vomiting.
So
yung
electrolytes
sukatain na tinatawag.
labas ng labas.
That's right. And because children are not able to take in as much fluids,
Because
or
they'll throw it
sometimes
out.
They throw it out.
Babalik na
so
naman.
hindi ngayon magamot ng
Pahina ang bata,
That's
and
right.
it's
so
life-threatening na
hindi
talaga.
maka-rehydrate. Hindi ma-rehydrate. Although a lot of mothers know now that when they have diarrhea or babies have diarrhea, they have to take in oral rehydration fluid. Kung minsan nga, iba yung nabibigay nilang fluids yung masasarap, akala nila ito yung
Gatorade. Yung mga pinakukulanan na
mali yun Dapat
mali.
kasi yung talagang standard oral formulation for diarrhea, hindi nga yung sinasabi mo I don't want to make, well, we must make
I thought
sure.
just electrolytes because the fluids are
That's
leaving
right,
your body very
electrolytes.
fast.
But there is a certain formula for these electrolytes to be effective as a rehydration. Kasi if it is too much, just like what you said, some of this oral rehydration or what they thought would be oral rehydration have too much sugar, and they can actually cause more diarrhea.
Babaliktad.
That's right. You
But
have
is
a
it-
specific standard regulation or standard formula for sodium, potassium, chloride to treat diarrhea. Or to,
It's not an education problem wherein we have to identify or advise the parents of what the issues are. Or is it a medical issue that you need to have the right formulation to stop the rotavirus? Or both education,